You catch the shade, but you ignore it. You have other things you rather focus on. There are some people, because their lives are so miserable, they can't help but focus on being shady and negative toward other people. And they want you to focus on that shade they throw out at you. People who are often very jealous, miserable, and envious, they don't understand why you are not distracted by their shady comments, by their shady remarks, by the shady things they do, and it's simply because you don't give a flying fig tree about it. You don't care about their shade. You don't care about their smart remarks. You don't care about none of that because you are focused on living your fabulous life. You are focused on the things that you love to do. You are focused on the people who love to love you. You are focused on the opportunities and blessings and gifts that you have in your life. You don't have time to catch shade. Now, there are some people who are wondering, how can you not catch shade, or how can you deal with it if you don't see it? What people who are miserable and envious do not understand, you see the shade, you recognize it for what it is, but it does not stop you from living your life. This brings me to the first point. When you are dealing with people who constantly throw shade your way, they're always trying to do or say something disrespectful toward you in an attempt to make you feel down or drain your confidence or make you feel bad. The reason why those things don't make you feel bad and should not make you feel bad is because, number one, you have those people in their proper place and they do not matter in your life. In order to be bothered by somebody's shadiness, their thoughts, or their opinions, you must first care about their thoughts and opinions, and you do not. A woman who is at peace and unbothered, she does not constantly catch shade or hang on to what other people say and or do because she does not value their opinion. If people who you barely know or people who add nothing positive to your life are throwing shade at you, giving them any ounce of energy or time is a waste of your time. So these people are mad because you are not bothered by their shade. You have other things you can focus on. When women are jealous and envious of other women, they become the queens of throwing shade at other women. What does this look like in a catty, negative, miserable situation? It can come in the form of them looking you up and down. It can come in the form of them rolling their eyes at you. It can come in the form of them saying little smart remarks under their breath, hoping you hear but don't hear because they're weird like that. It comes in the form of them trying to talk about you or talk about you to other people. When you stop caring about those kind of things and recognize that behavior for the juvenile, high school, hood rat mentality it is, you start ignoring shade. You begin to focus on things that matter to you. Sometimes people get irritated with you because you don't catch shade because you have such a lighthearted, girly, and playful way about you. There are some times, especially when I was younger, I didn't really catch on to shady things like that because I wasn't thinking along those lines. Now, this brings me to the major point here. You can recognize shade without being overwhelmed by it. Only shady people are always just looking out for shade. But when you notice that somebody is deliberately trying to be disrespectful towards you or shady, as they say, you're aware of it, but it doesn't bother you. Only miserable people, especially other women, go out of their way to try to shade other women. Now, where does this come from? It comes from a deep-seated place of insecurity. Only insecure women feel the need to say things and do things to try to crush another woman's confidence. I remember seeing an incident of a woman being in a restaurant. It was her birthday, and somebody was giving her a huge bouquet of flowers. She was very happy, very excited, and the woman behind her felt the need. She was already looking at her with her face all balled up. She was like, You know that face they do, like they're looking like they sucking on lemons. She was making that face and she threw something over at the table. I think it was like a straw or like a toothpick or something. She threw something over at the table. This is what insecurity and jealousy will have people doing. A grown woman will throw a straw or a toothpick at another woman's table simply because she sees her getting flowers on her birthday. This brings me to the next point. As women, it is so important to always be working on leveling up. A lot of women who are jealous and envious of other women, and they like to throw shade their way, be messy, say little negative things, it's often because they are not working on their level up. They are not working on becoming better women. They are just focusing on putting down other women. When you are the kind of woman that does not catch shade, you have other things that you focus on. You focus on your level up. And I know this word, this phrase, level up, is thrown out there a lot, but it really is something that women should always be working on. Now, what do I mean by leveling up? I'm not talking about in just a superficial way. I'm speaking on a deeper level. When you are the kind of woman that does not catch shade, you are focused on building your own life, your own image. You are focused on maintaining yourself as a woman. You don't even notice some of the dumb things people do until after it's done. You don't even really recognize or catch on to what somebody says until maybe a few minutes or an hour or so later, and you're like, whoa, I think that was shady. You know why? It's because you are too focused, being focused on yourself. A woman who is focused on her level up, she does not have time to catch other women's shade. She doesn't care about the women who are saying it. She's too busy in the gym, working on losing weight, building muscle, looking good, feeling good. She's too busy focusing on her next hairstyle or trying to take care of her real natural hair and using protective styles in the meantime. She is too busy maybe focusing on her family and helping them to elevate, focusing on her children and the things that they need. She is busy enjoying her hobbies and learning new skills and trying to learn new language and build a business, build an online presence. Look, she might be busy getting ready for the fall season because she enjoys beautiful little cute little things. Feminine women and women who are unbothered in general, sometimes to people who are miserable, jealous, and envious, and I have to say this, to people who are shady and want to always, have them catch the shade, you can almost come off as if you're not really a grown woman to women who are so miserable that they see being a grown woman as being a woman who likes to put down and disrespect other women. When you have that lighthearted, whimsical, girly, playful way about you, sometimes you're not going to catch on the shade right away. Your mind might be miles away from the shady, silly things that people do and or say. Don't believe that you're naive because you don't automatically spot these things. If you don't automatically spot shade, it's because you're normal. And you might not have been in those many situations where those things were right in your face. I wish that I had not gotten so good at catching shade. I wish that I was not able to be in a position where now I can see the signs of jealousy, envy, negativity. I wish all of these things were foreign to me. But unfortunately, through lived and observed experience, and plus I take an interest in psychology in general, so I like studying human behavior. Because of those things, I am more aware of shade and jealousy and envy and those kind of things. I say that to say, when you are the kind of woman that does not catch shade and you have other things to focus on, there are going to be some people who try to treat you like you're clueless, like you're not smart, like you are naive, or like you're a little girl, simply because you are not on the same low level that they are. I can promise you, you are not. So these people are mad because you don't have time to catch shade. You're too busy living your life. I want to backtrack on leveling up as a woman. Leveling up. You can't focus on shady people, jealous people, or miserable people when you are focused on building yourself up as a woman. Now, this can look like working on your finances. This can look like working on your home and your surroundings. This can look like working on your body. I think one of the easiest ways for a woman to level up that doesn't require a lot of money or any money, if at all, is to work out. If you move your body, and a lot of women, I am convinced, and I know this might sound some kind of way, I am convinced that a lot of women would not be as jealous and envious of other women if they just move their body, if they got into the gym, if they work out at home in the evening, turn on a nice workout video on YouTube, or listen to a podcast or watch a funny video and work out. Turn on some good music and work out. Sometimes when women are so shady and miserable toward other women, and this is my opinion, it's because they don't have an outlet. They don't have an outlet. They don't have anything to focus on other than being a hater. They're always in this mode of, I gotta get to them before they get to me. Women who are in their femininity, women who lean into that more soft way of being, they're not always focused on being the strongest warrior or soldier. While you can be a strong woman, that does not mean that you're always walking around trying to put down other women and get them before they get you. That is a miserable way to live. So these people are mad because you're not catching shade. You have other things to focus on. Now I'm going to say something that some people might say, oh, now you lost me on this one. Sometimes women are so shady and catty towards other women because they are not being loved on properly, because they don't have love. They don't have a man. They need a hug. Now, for my conscience sake, I have to say your husband, a lot of women who are jealous and envious of other women, it's because they don't have anybody that's showing them any kind of attention or any kind of affection. Women who are trying to always throw shade at other women, they see you being upbeat and joyous and happy and, girly and silly. A lot of times those women who are like stone, they just like they just roar when they walk. They don't have any nobody's showing them any kind of affection. And I won't even say just intimate affection. I mean, they even repel their children. Like the children will try to give them a hug and they don't even want hugs from the kids. They just stone. You can't be kind or soft with them. I know that might sound silly and I am being a little silly, but I think there is a direct connection between women being shady and disrespectful toward other women and the lack of affection and support that they get in their own life, not for lack of trying. There are some women, because their personalities are like stones, people might try to be nice to them, try to be affectionate toward them, try to offer them some kind of nurturing or love, but because of their own insecurity, they cannot receive it. These are often your women who will run men away, men who want to be that for them. They will run off their own children, their own family that's trying to be kind, trying to be supportive. But because they always try to be smart, because they always have something negative or nasty to say, because they make it impossible to be around them, these are the people who run everybody away and wonder why nobody wants to be around them. So these people are mad because you don't have time to catch shade. You're focused on other things. I want to go back on that point of some women being so hard in their personality and their demeanor that they run other people away from them. As women, and this is a little bit of a sidebar, and I don't know, this was not necessarily where I was going, but I feel like I need to say it. As women, sometimes if you are so insecure and you make your personality being a hater and being miserable and mean toward other people, when you do want love, when you do want affection, when you do want somebody to be there for you, People are going to be completely turned off by you because you are like a stone. Some women have learned this overly masculine, overly savage, overly just hardness that repels people. These are often your people who walk around trying to shade and put down other women who are not like stone, who have that nurturing, feminine way about them, who have that softness and know how to relax and just take it easy. These are the women who are often the targets for jealous, envious, miserable women who, instead of learning how to lighten up, they just try to inflict their misery onto other women. And I don't say this out of judgment. I say this because I have dealt with people like this. And I can tell you it is miserable trying to have a relationship, a friendship with people, especially other women, who are so hardened by life that they refuse to attempt to be kind to any other woman. They might have all of the empathy and kindness for men, but for women, they will have none for you. So these people are mad because you're not catching shade. You have other things to focus on. In order to not become a jealous, envious hater as a woman, you must always be focusing on leveling yourself up mentally and spiritually. It just comes out of me, so I have to say it. There's a verse of scripture that says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If you are always thinking bad thoughts about other people and how you can tear them down, you are going to be a miserable person, period. If you are always catching shade and feeling like you got to get people before they get you, you are going to be a hater. And women who have been the targets of women who act this way, it is not fun to deal with. This is the reason why a lot of women choose to not have any female friends. This is the reason why a lot of women choose to not associate heavily with a lot of other women. They don't have time for shade. They don't have time for moodiness. I'm a woman. We have our moods. But self-aware women understand if I'm not feeling it, I'm just going to stay to myself. I'm not going to do too much talking today. There have been times when I went into my office when I was working, I would say, don't mind me. I'm just not feeling it today. Okay? So if I'm quiet, if I'm snappy, it's not you. I'm just not feeling it today. Or you just be quiet and stay to yourself. People try to talk to you, don't say nothing. There are some women who don't have that kind of self-control. They don't have that kind of discipline. Somebody comes to them and they just snap. One thing, people who think that this whole shade thing and treating people however you want to is normal, everybody is not going to care that you come off like a savage or that you are hard, because there's always somebody that's your match. You know what I mean? So these people are mad because you don't catch shade. You have other things to focus on. You stay far away from miserable people. You don't have time to catch shade. And you refuse to allow this life or anybody else to harden you, which is another reason why you don't have time to catch shade. And that's okay. Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the cute little high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.